Hi, this is week 4 of the Narrative and Sequence course. Last week I talked about how we got divided into groups, and I'm with Russell and Bipej, whose characters are Matilda and Rola. We have to work, we're in a group now, and we will be together until the final outcome of this course, which will be an animation with a clear narrative involving all the characters and stuff like that. The outcome for this week was a stop motion animation, so with like a black silhouette cutout of each character. So the first thing we did was we got together and discussed different possible stories, created a storyboard, and then we used one of the animation suites in the university with all the equipment and everything to create this stop motion animation. Blog, there's some images and things to show the progress and what the suite looks like and the cameras and how it was set up, so you can have a look on the blog for those images. I don't really understand like how it works, like I didn't understand the whole frames per second or whatever until it got explained to me, and it's actually really interesting to work with it. And it was a very, very long process because for each image you take, you slightly move every single element that will be moving at the time on the white sheet of paper, for example. It takes a long time, but I really like the final outcome that we created. I feel like everyone's characters' personalities were shown really well in the final outcome. So without further ado, here is our final stop motion animation. Originally there wasn't supposed to be sound in this one. I do feel like it adds character to the stop motion film that we made. But if you do want to experience it without sound, obviously you can just have a look back and mute the video. One thing I would say, I think the scale is a bit off, and we probably should have worked on that a bit more, but I do think the movement's alright in it. I think, like I said before, everyone's personalities are shown off quite well. We did spend a lot of time on it, movement-wise, and I think that's shown. There's not really, the movement flows, there's no gaps or anything that's a bit confusing or anything like that. So for the next step, we need to create a film or a video of the characters itself, so not like a cutout or an animation. We'll be using the physical characters, and we need to film them interacting in a space around Greenwich. Now this can be quite challenging because we don't want our hands to be in the actual film. We want the characters to move itself, so we're going to have to think about how we're going to do that. Perhaps we can have string on the characters to make them move or something like that. We're not too sure about a narrative yet either. That's something we need to talk about, but I think the way we're going to approach it is to just go out there, just take some footage of the characters and maybe a narrative will form through that. I think you'll get, once you know the space you're in and what you have to deal with, it'll be easier to create a narrative. We are allowed sound with the next one as well, so that would help a bit. For example, if they're talking or if there's a falling sound, we can add one of those in. But a few bits of animation that we found that we really like. I'll pop the links in the description box for you to have a look. We're not going to copy them. For example, we just, we like this style. All three of us, we haven't really done anything like this before, so this is all about experimentation, especially for me, because like I mentioned before, it's not really something that I personally like myself, but I'm warming up to the idea of it now because there's a lot you can do with it. It's not just, time consuming or whatever. The end product is really, really satisfying once you get to it. So I can't wait to actually film the characters in a space in Greenwich and see what the outcome is. I'm guessing it will probably be a happy video because the characters are all friends. Trisha's personality is to try and keep everyone happy, whereas Matilda's a bit miserable and Rolla is just crazy. Although I forgot my camera at uni, so I had to use my laptop camera, which is why the quality isn't that great. But it does the job, so my apologies.